If you're using Whop to process payments, you're going to love this video because I'm going to show you how you can literally half your processing fees, how you can double your conversion rates, how you can increase revenue by 10% at least doing nothing. All of these things, which I'm going to show you, they take less than 1 minute to implement. And I'm not making this shit up. I'm going to show you with proof how all of this is possible. Now coming to how can you half your processing fees, because you might be wondering like if there are some people who are like, oh my god, they don't really matter if I have to pay like 3-4% extra in terms of processing fees. Well, if you're making like $10,000 a month, that's like $300 a month every single month, which you can take for doing nothing. If you make $100,000 a year, you just get to keep like 3,000 of them, and that's like a vacation maybe. So why do you want to pay extra when you can do the exact same thing without paying them a single extra penny? So for those type of people who are like, oh, I'll just make more money, that's pretty dumb. If you can get a lower rate, you should always go after that. So if you look this tweet, like if you have a look at the tweet which I am reading off right now, I have attached two screenshots and both of them a $99 payment. So this is payment number one, and this is for a software I have, so which are like $99 a month for like the subscription, monthly subscription to the software. And you can see like which are $99.99, and in one payment we received around $95. So the processing fees on this payment is around 3.5%. And over here, if you see, along with all the same fees which were there earlier as well, of course, like this payment was made from outside the US. So a 1.5% extra fee was charged on top of it for cross-border transaction fee. But let's say we remove this fee, like all of the fees are the same. But we have this extra thing known as processing fee, which is 3%. So like $3, which is again extra. So exact same amount, everything stays the same. Like of course, cross-border transaction fee is here because it was a payment outside the US. But you can see over here, in this we don't have like the 3% processing fee. And approximately, I'm paying like 3.5% in fees over here. I pay this something called orchestration fee as well, which is like 8%, like not 8%, 0.8%. And more on this later, like this is actually important. But I'm assuming like this fee is optional. You can turn this off as well. If this was turned off, I would be paying around 3.5% in fees over here. And over here, I'm paying around like 6.5% in fees. If like considering that this is not there, of course I'm like adding this as well, so the total fees is 7% plus these $3. So you can see I received $91 over here and I received $96 over here. Let's say both of them were made from the US. Over here still I would be receiving around $92.5. So that's like a pretty big difference, and these small fees, they add up over time. So let's say you're paying 3.5% in fees, and over here you're paying like around 7% in fees. You're literally paying double the amount of fees for the exact same amount, and the person gets access to the same exact product. And I like figured out why some payments of mine had this extra fee on top called processing fees, platform fees, when I was already paying the payment processing fees, which is 2.7%. On top of it, I was being charged like this 3% extra fee. And I was like, bro, I'll have to look into this. So I spoke a lot with Whop AI. I spoke to the support and everything. And I asked them like, why are you charging me this? Like this is not advertised on their selling page, like where they position themselves as one of the best payment processors. It's not advertised over there. And after going back and forth with them, I figured out what this platform fees meant. So this bullshit is basically charged when you add like a crappy app like Telegram, Discord, or an automation in your Whop. So when you create a Whop, like I'm assuming this is not for those people who use Whop to sell like communities where they're selling access to a Discord server, a Telegram group or something. I'm not assuming like you are here. My target audience is people who are using Whop as a payment processor, the same exact way you would use Stripe to maybe get payments for your software companies, you would get payments for your agency, services, coaching, consulting, whatever you provide. I'm not assuming you're like a core seller who's trying to use like Discord or Telegram inside of Whop. If that's a use case, you can like skip this video. But again, even then, there's like something you can do to add like 3% extra profit. So whenever you add like an app like Telegram or Discord like this, they charge you this platform fee. And when you don't have this app, so both of the amounts over here are same, but these are actually for two different softwares. So this one was charged with like the lower fees for unlimitedinboxes.com, where we basically give you like as many Outlook inboxes as you want for just $99 a month. And the second payment was for lead contact info, where you can get unlimited emails and phones for cold outbound for just like $99 a month. And it has all the scrapers and enrichment platforms and tools which I required. So both of these were for different platforms. And I remember in unlimited inboxes in the Whop, it was completely empty. But in the lead contact info Whop, we had like access to a Telegram server. I thought like people who join, they could be able to like communicate with each other. And that shit is costing me like 3% extra in fees when I could have just sent them the link to the Telegram channel in the onboarding email. So again, it's like just extra bullshit. Now, for those people who are like, yo, I really want to, let's say I want to add automations to my Whop, or I want to allow the users to chat. Whop has a native chat app. Like they have a native app which users can use to chat, and this extra fees is not charged when the chat app is used. This is only charged when you use like Telegram, Discord, and shit. And instead of the automation app, it's not even good anyways. You can just use like webhooks, and I know it sounds kind of complicated. You can just like go to Whop API documentation, like over here, just go to the API reference, copy the link to this, and give it to like chat GPT or like any AI of your choice. And yeah, you can basically just do that shit. Or what you can also do is Whop. Like I've shared links to this if you want the, like I've shared the links in the tweet. If you want links to this in the YouTube video, just comment. So there's this document docs, like just go to this link, the exact link you can see, pause the video. And this is basically like documentation for AIs. So you can like come over here, download it. And I don't know how to code and shit, but the AI understands it. If you give it this document, give this document to AI, and it's going to understand, and you can use like webhooks and shit to create automations. So you can just like give it to AI. You can tell it like this is the type of app I'm trying to build, and you can use something like Claude Code or Codex, like a vibe coding app like Lovable maybe, to create custom automations. Or if you're good with N10, you can use like the webhook node inside of N10 to create automations, and then you can basically connect everything. The automations on Whop is not even that great. You can get N10 very cheaply. There's a YouTube video I've made. You can search like Sawmill N10, and I've basically shown you all the different ways of getting N10. So if you want like unlimited executions for like $7 to $10 a month, you can get that as well. So yeah, basically that's how you can like use this, alternatives to both of them. So if you use Whop just like a payment processor like me, avoid hosting these apps over there. And the same thing which I said, for automations, build something simple using N10, or Vibe code a solution using their API and webhooks. So if you don't understand any of this, I don't understand either. I just gave the entire document to AI, and you can just ask it to build whatever you're looking to build. It's going to do it. Like I'm assuming you're not building something really complex. AI coding is not that good that you don't know how to do anything, and it's building you like $1 million app right now. But it's decent enough that all the automations which Whop allows you to do, like all the automations over there, can be covered at least easily. Now coming to the conversion rate hack, which I spoke about, like how you can get a higher conversion rate. So if you send like a Whop checkout link, so let's say you go to Whop and you create like a checkout link, and you send that link over to the person. Now that person has to complete an OTP verification when he enters his email address, and he adds like all of the different fields like his card details, his billing address. After he clicks on the pay button, Whop is going to send an OTP to him. I think if he's like, I'm not sure on this, but I think if he's like not registered to the platform, the Whop app basically, he has to basically sign up for the platform as well. And he has to like go to his email, he has to enter the OTP and shit. And all of this creates friction. And human nature, like if you look at first principles of everything, the more friction there is, humans are inherently lazy creatures. We are hardwired like that, like our evolution is built like that. So because of friction, the conversion rate goes down. Our conversion rate is going to drop because you're adding an extra step. There's more friction. So you can just embed the checkout on your site or app. Like I don't know how to show you. Maybe I'll go to unlimited inboxes and I'll try to buy like some tenants. So yeah, if I come over to unlimited inboxes over here, let's say I wanted to create some Outlook inboxes and I wanted to buy some tenants. I'm just going to wait for it to load. My internet is not very good. I'm traveling. So I come to tenants. So let's say I want 10 tenants and I want like the premium license. Like you can see over here, a checkout is created, and this is done using Whop. You can see it says secured by Whop, and you can see like firstly it's not even asking me for an email. Like if you just look at it, like firstly it looks much better than what you see on like the Whop checkout links. Like I don't like the user interface of Whop checkout links. Stripe checkout links are actually good, but Whop checkout links, they look absolutely shit to me. But you don't have to like basically you have to enter your email, but you don't have to do like OTP verification. So again, this is like a pretty good hack. You can just embed the checkout on your site or your website over here. So this is like a software, even if you're selling like agency services. So So let's say I think this is the one. This is the site. Uh, Tool. I don't know the exact URL, but we just like created this. Is it tool infra? Maybe this is it. Yeah, I'm not able to find it. But anyways, so we like collect payments for our agency over here as well. So people like pay, like you can just add it to any website building software you use, like Lovable, Go High Level, ClickFunnels, whatever you're using. And if you want to know how you can do this, like just give this link, like open this link over here if you want, like just go to the tweet and you'll be able to find it. So this is the link on how you can embed the checkout. They have a YouTube video on this as well. I don't understand how any of this works, so you can just either use like the AI which Whop provides you, or you can just like copy the link to this, give it to ChatGPT or Claude and tell it like, yo, I'm trying to do this, I'm using like the custom code element in Go High Level on my website, can you tell me exactly the code I can paste? I don't know how to code. If you're a coder, much better. If you're trying to like add Whop payments to your app and you want something more complex, again you can just use like AI, like a vibe coding app. For this you can do just using the normal chat app if you just want to embed the checkout link. But if you're trying to like integrate payments into your app and shit, you have to deal with something called API and webhooks. If you don't understand what it means, just ask ChatGPT AI. So you can use something like Claude Code, or like basically anti-gravity. It's like a AI coding agent from Google, or you can use Codex, ChatGPT's AI coding agent, and you can give like the documentation of Whop to them. Just give this entire documentation. It's going to help you step by step. You'll be able to figure it out. Again, if you have like a SaaS, like a software where you're trying to embed this Whop checkout into your app, you already know how it works. But for most people, you can just like copy this paid link and give it to ChatGPT and just ask it, and it gives you the code. Just paste it into the no code website building software using. I use Go High Level, so that's how I use it. And yeah, again, the same thing I said earlier. I think it personally looks much better. One more thing important, like over here, I think I closed it. I'll just open it again. If you just have a look over here, you can see like the Whop checkout link. It's not asking me to enter my billing address. It's not asking me to enter my email. It's just asking me for my card information, and then I can just simply pay over here. And you might be wondering like, yo, when I send a checkout link, it asks for all of that shit. And the cool part over here is when you use like Whop via embedded checkout, you can automatically pre-fill the email. So let's say you have like a form, like for example, the user over here, he's already logged in. So we already know his email address. So we automatically enter his email address and we hide the email field. So you can do this. You can just explain it to the AI you're using. Say that automatically pre-fill the email of the user and hide the field. So if you have something like a software or the lead has already opted in and you just want to like automatically enter the email address and you don't want them to enter again, so that the friction is reduced and you get like a higher conversion rate, you can do that. Another thing Whop requires is like the billing address where the person lives, their name and shit. So let's say the custom person is already a customer, you don't want them to fill that shit again. Again, you can automatically fill in the billing address. So when people start a free trial of a software, we collect their billing address. So we automatically insert the billing address and we hide the field which requires the billing address. So hiding all of these fields, now I just have to like paste over here and I can just like press this one button and I can enter my credit card information, and it's much better compared to like me trying to figure out exactly how like I'm supposed to like enter my billing details and everything over here. So I think it's a much better system compared to like sending checkout links. Now one more thing, revenue collection hack. I said like you can add like 10% extra revenue as well and shit. So coming to the revenue collection hack, so Whop added something called orchestration, which basically mean like instead of them use like earlier Whop used to use Stripe. So what they did is Whop was using Stripe to process payments. So you wanted like someone tried to pay you, maybe they had a subscription. When it comes like when the time comes to bill them again, or maybe they were on a free trial and the subscription charged today. So Stripe tries to make a charge, they try to charge his or her credit card, and the payment declines. You were done. But now Whop has like let's say 5 different payment processor, 4 different payment processor. If Stripe fails, they're going to use another processor. If that one fails, they're going to use another processor. So they orchestrate different processors to process your payment. So what happens is basically they use like multiple processors to collect cash on your behalf, which means they're using more processors, which means that you have a higher authorization rate, because if one is not working, the other one might work, and you easily add more profit. They do charge like a 0.8% extra fee, but I think it's absolutely worth it in my particular, like in my personal opinion. And in order to enable it, you can just go to settings and then you can click on checkout. So on your dashboard, so you can see at the bottom left, I'm on settings. Then this payment orchestration is over here. You can simply click on this and it's automatically going to be turned off. If you're a Jew and you want to save some fees, you can turn it off. But in my opinion, like from what I've seen, the overall ROI is worth it. The extra fee is worth it in my opinion, because it has helped me get a lot of failed payments back. And the authorization, like again, I'm not sure if this is due to orchestration or not, but the author, like one thing I wanted to say is like, this is by the way not a sponsored post by Whop. I've said a lot of shit about Whop as well. So when they're like being a dick, I won't lie to you and say like they're good. Like I'm not paid by them. I'm just sharing what it's like using them for a month, some hacks and shit I figured out. So it's not perfect, but the authorization rates are better than everything else. Like I've used Stripe earlier in the past, and Warp has a better authorization rate than Stripe, which means like let's say out of every 10 people who let's say start a free trial with you, or people who start like a subscription with you, when the next billing cycle date is over there, how many cards will be successful and how many of them are going to decline, considering obviously the subscription is active, it's not cancelled. So if you compare Stripe and Warp blows them out of the water in terms of this. I don't know, I'm just speaking about my thing. And one thing I also want to say is all payment processors are great. Like almost all of them, of course, they have different fees, but they're pretty much all the same. Like Stripe, whatever you want to use, it's not that big of a deal. You can use Stripe as well. I still use Stripe. But one thing I want to say is like this shit, like don't use this piece of shit. Dodo payments, bro, like I fucking hate them. Like genuinely hate them. The worst payment processor. There's a reason Indians get called scammers. And whenever it's like an Indian payment processing company, bro, I think you should run as fucking far away from them. So Razorpay, sorry, is the popular Indian payment processing company, but it's mostly used by Indians. So like all the other people, they might not be aware of it. But a lot of people who watch me, they're from the US, UK, like all the other countries as well. So I'll just say like don't fucking use this shit Dodo payments, because they have a lot of international customers as well. Holy shit, bro! Like just go to the Trust Pilot and you'll see the same exact things. What they did is they have like a 0% authorization rate, meaning I think around 30 or 40% like 30 or 40 people would have started a free trial for my softwares using them, and none of them converted into a paid customer. Literally none of them. Absolutely atrocious. Like Indian companies has a really bad like authorization rate. Like never use an Indian payment process. I'm telling you, bro. They're absolutely terrible. So they have like a 0% authorization rate. The payments where people were paying upfront, they were kind of working, but still so many of them were failing. Then the fees which they used to charge were enormously high. They say like 4% plus 40 cents. Not at all, bro. It's fucking high, like over 9% at least. Then I have to pay a fees on checkouts as well. Like, sorry, payouts. Whenever I get a payout, I have to pay fees on top of that. So many times they did some bullshit where money has been deducted from the customer. And on my dashboard, it's saying the payment has failed. And I'm showing them, bro, the customer is sending proof the money has been deducted. And then they're like, yeah, oh, this is working. And by the way, I had one payout given out to me, and that payout never came to my bank account. The second payout is still stuck with them, and they just fucking stole my money. They closed my bank account because they said that I have like a scraping software, lead contact info they were speaking about, but I did not even use them for that. So they're just like a bunch of fucking scammers. Fuck you, Dodo Payments. They're running ads as well. Go comment shit about them, bro. Like I fucking hate these idiots like so fucking much. Just don't use Dodo Payments. Everything apart from them is a good company. If you're an Indian, bro, just don't use an Indian company. They have absolutely terrible authorization rates. Move out of India, get a company outside India, London, USA. It's gonna work great, bro. And just get Stripe. It's much better. Don't try to collect payments from India, bro. It's fucking atrocious.